What if a simple feather could show you where your money leaks and help you keep more? It sounds mystical, almost too delicate to be real. But sometimes, the universe hides guidance in the gentlest forms, and the white feather is one of its oldest symbols of clarity. Imagine this. You're walking outside, lost in thought about your bills, your savings, your financial goals. When suddenly, a white feather drifts across your path. You stop, you stare. Something inside you knows, this isn't random. It's a whisper from the unseen, a reminder to slow down, to look closer, to bring awareness back to what's slipping through your fingers. Because money doesn't just leave through spending, it leaves through distraction. Through unconscious habits, forgotten subscriptions, or small leaks that seem invisible until they drain you dry. And that's where this ritual begins. The white feather ritual is a practice of gentle awareness. It's not about control. It's about clarity. You take a feather, real or symbolic, and place it where you manage your money. Your desk, your nightstand, or your wallet. It becomes your reminder that attention is abundance, that where awareness goes, energy flows. But awareness alone isn't enough. You need structure, something grounded and practical to catch what the mind misses. That's where the expense tracking hack enters, your modern magic wand. Tracking your expenses isn't punishment, it's revelation. It's how you turn chaos into understanding, mystery into mastery. Because once you see where your money goes, you gain the power to direct it, not through force, but through focus. The feather cleanses your perception. The tracker records your reality. Together, they merge energy and action, the spiritual and the strategic. Today, you'll learn how to use this combination to restore balance to your finances and peace to your mind. Because when you're guided by awareness, wealth becomes effortless, not a chase, but a calm flow. The feather is your sign. The numbers are your map. And when you bring them together, you begin to move from confusion to clarity, from scarcity to sovereignty. The white feather is more than a symbol. It's a reminder from the universe that you are guided, supported, and never alone in your pursuit of clarity. It's a sacred sign that whispers, you are ready to see. And when you pair that divine message with something as practical and grounded as expense tracking, you bridge two worlds, spiritual awareness and financial empowerment. One cleanses your energy, the other organizes your reality. The moment you place a feather near your workspace, it becomes a quiet teacher. Each time your eyes meet it, you remember, abundance begins with awareness. The feather doesn't shout. It gently invites you to look closer. And when you accept that invitation and begin tracking your expenses, whether through an app or a simple notebook, something subtle but powerful begins to unfold. You stop reacting to your finances and you start relating to them. You begin to see that every purchase tells a story about your habits, emotions, and priorities. Tracking those stories transforms avoidance into understanding. It's not about shame. It's about truth. Because the more you know about your flow, the more control you reclaim. The feather clears emotional fog, and the numbers reveal direction. Together, they form a map back to sovereignty. Money, like any form of energy, responds to attention. When it's ignored, it scatters. When it's observed, it stabilizes. Expense tracking is the practice of honoring that energy. It's a way of saying, I see you, I value you. I choose to guide you consciously. And that simple act of observation has ripple effects far beyond your wallet. It changes your vibration. Melissa, for example, once lived in a cycle of stress and avoidance. She didn't know where her money went, she just knew it disappeared too fast. When she began the white feather ritual, she didn't expect transformation. But as she placed that delicate symbol beside her laptop and began tracking each expense, her awareness shifted. She noticed her emotional triggers, the days she spent impulsively, the moments she tried to buy peace instead of feeling it. Within weeks, she wasn't just saving money, she was reclaiming power. By the end of the month, she had $400 more than usual, not because she worked harder, but because she became conscious. That's the promise of this ritual. You don't need to change who you are. You only need to see who you are, clearly. The feather purifies your perception. The tracking purifies your patterns. And when those two align, your external world begins to match your internal clarity, because awareness is wealth. Seeing is saving. And respect, true, consistent attention, is what makes abundance grow. When you treat money as a sacred flow instead of a source of fear, it responds in kind. The universe, after all, mirrors your focus. And when your focus is pure, your prosperity becomes inevitable. Here's your sacred financial step. Start tracking every expense, not as a chore, but as an act of awareness. Every time you record what you spend, you're saying to the universe, I am awake. I am in charge of my flow. Choose a tool that fits your energy, an app like Mint, YNAB, or even a handwritten journal. What matters isn't the method. It's the mindfulness. Each number you note down is a reflection of energy leaving or returning. Each transaction tells a story about how you relate to abundance. Here's the truth. You can't heal what you refuse to see. And you can't grow what you don't measure. Expense tracking isn't about restriction. It's about revelation. It's how you make the invisible visible. When you begin tracking daily, you'll notice patterns that were hidden before. Maybe you overspend when you're anxious. Maybe you give freely when you feel inspired. Maybe your energy leaks not in large purchases, but in small habits that add up silently over time. Awareness of these patterns transforms them. And here's where the white feather ritual comes in. It softens the process. Place your feather near your money journal or beside your phone. Let it remind you that this isn't about judgment. It's about guidance. The feather absorbs guilt and replaces it with curiosity. You're not punishing yourself for the past. You're creating clarity for the future. At the end of each week, review your spending. Ask yourself 3 sacred questions. Did this expense expand me or drain me? Did it align with my values? How can I redirect this flow next time toward what truly matters? That reflection becomes your spiritual balance sheet, a blend of numbers and intuition. As you practice this consistently, your money begins to feel lighter, more intentional. You start seeing how easily small leaks turn into large losses, and how quickly awareness seals them. Within a month, you'll likely save without even trying, not by cutting, but by caring. Expense tracking isn't just a financial discipline. It's energetic hygiene. It clears the clutter between you and your goals. Because when your financial energy is organized, your creative energy expands. Think of it this way. Every time you record a transaction, you're aligning your vibration with precision. You're training your subconscious to trust that wealth is not chaotic. It's conscious. Money loves structure. Energy loves awareness. When you combine both, you create effortless flow. So begin today, not tomorrow, not next payday. Today, track your expenses for 7 days. Watch how awareness alone starts saving you money, peace, and power. Because abundance doesn't begin when you earn more. It begins when you notice more. Mystically, the white feather has always symbolized clarity, purity, and divine guidance. It's believed to appear when higher forces want to reassure you, to remind you that you're supported and aligned, even when life feels chaotic. Its whiteness represents lightness, cleansing, and truth. When you bring that symbol into your financial world, you're not just decorating your desk, you're anchoring a new frequency of awareness. Scientifically, that awareness has measurable power. Every time you focus on the feather, calm, still, observing, your nervous system shifts. Your breathing slows. The parasympathetic system activates. Cortisol drops. Your prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for logic, planning, and conscious decision-making, becomes more active. In that moment, you're not reacting to money from fear. You're responding with clarity. That's the hidden science behind this ritual. The feather trains your brain to move from survival into sovereignty. It transforms money management from a stress response into a state of mindfulness. The moment you calm your body, your brain stops seeking escape and begins seeking order. And order, in both energy and action, is what creates wealth. Expense tracking mirrors this process perfectly. When you record where every dollar goes, you're literally engaging the same neural circuits responsible for focus and memory. Over time, this repeated act strengthens the neural pathways of awareness and self-control. You're rewiring your subconscious to see money not as a threat, but as an ally. From a mystical lens, every expense carries vibration, a small echo of intention. Tracking those vibrations reveals your energetic signature with money. You start to see which actions stem from abundance and which from fear. And awareness, once activated, changes everything. It's impossible to stay unconscious once you start seeing patterns. From a scientific lens, this process builds what psychologists call metacognition, the ability to think about your thinking. It's the bridge between impulse and wisdom. Each time you write down an expense, your brain learns that you are in charge. Each time you pause before swiping, your prefrontal cortex grows stronger, and your emotional brain, the part that buys out of stress or excitement, quiets. The feather and the numbers work in harmony. One clears your energy, the other organizes your reality. Together, they create coherence, the alignment between your inner vibration and outer behavior. That coherence is the frequency of prosperity. It's the same energy measured in heart-brain synchronization studies, where gratitude, awareness, and calm produce measurable electromagnetic harmony in the body. In simple terms, the feather cleans your frequency, the tracker trains your focus. The combination rewires your wealth blueprint. This is how spirituality and science meet, through coherence. A calm mind creates consistent habits. Consistent habits create expanding wealth. So each time you glance at your white feather, remember, you are not chasing money. You're attuning to it. And when your vibration matches clarity, prosperity has no choice but to respond. Prepare your space. Find a quiet place where you handle your finances, maybe your desk, your bedside table, or even your kitchen counter. Clean the area gently. Remove clutter, old papers, and unnecessary objects. This is not just tidying up. It's energetic clearing. You're telling the universe, I'm making space for clarity. Place the feather. Set your intention, sit comfortably, breathe slowly. Place your hand over your heart and say, I am guided to manage wealth with clarity and grace. Feel the peace behind those words. Imagine a white light surrounding you, calm, clean, focused. Let your mind rest in that light for a few seconds. This is your energy alignment, your inner preparation before the action. Track every expense. Now, open your expense tracking tool, whether it's Mint, YNAB, or a simple notebook. Record every transaction, even small ones. When you write or type each expense, breathe deeply. Don't judge, just observe. Each number is a mirror showing how energy moved through your life today. If you bought coffee, note it with gratitude. If you paid a bill, bless it. If you spent emotionally, smile gently and say, I see you. The goal is not perfection, it's presence. Awareness itself begins to shift your patterns naturally. Reflect and release. At the end of the day or week, look at your list and place your hand over the feather. Say softly, I am grateful for clarity. I am mastering my flow. Visualize light passing from the feather through your hand, clearing any guilt or resistance. Let that energy return to calm and balance. Affirm your alignment finally. Close your session with this affirmation. I track and grow. I am guided. I am abundant. Repeat it 3 times slowly. Feel the vibration of those words anchoring into your subconscious. This is more than financial tracking, it's daily calibration. You're not just managing expenses. You're harmonizing frequencies. Each number you record becomes a note in your personal symphony of wealth. Do this for 7 days. Then 21. Then 30. You'll start to notice the shift. Less anxiety, more awareness, more savings, not by forcing, but by flowing. Because the universe doesn't respond to chaos. It responds to coherence. And when your energy, your habits, and your money align in one rhythm, abundance begins to sing back to you. Clarity brings my abundance. Whisper it. Say it softly at first, like you're reminding your soul of something ancient it already knows. Because clarity is abundance. It's the moment fog lifts and you finally see the truth, not with fear, but with power. It's when confusion dissolves and the flow of money, energy, and peace begins to move freely again. Every time you repeat these words, imagine a white feather floating gently before you, weightless, calm, pure. That feather is your awareness. It doesn't rush. It doesn't force. It simply observes and cleanses. When you say, "Clarity brings my abundance," you're giving your subconscious a command. You're telling it that wealth doesn't come from chaos or from trying harder. It comes from stillness, observation, and alignment. Breathe in deeply and say it again. Clarity brings my abundance. With each inhale, feel light entering your mind, cool, white, expansive. With each exhale, release the tension that's been clouding your vision, old habits, guilt, noise. Repeat it when you open your banking app. Repeat it when you log an expense. Repeat it when you're about to spend, so every action flows from awareness instead of impulse. Because awareness transforms energy into direction. Direction transforms direction into creation. And creation, steady, intentional creation, is what builds lasting wealth. The more you live by this phrase, the more your nervous system associates money with calm instead of stress. You'll stop reacting and start responding. You'll stop avoiding and start guiding. And that's the point, to make every financial moment sacred. So let this be your mantra throughout the day. When you drink water, say it. When you check your phone, say it. When you find yourself worrying, close your eyes and say it again. Clarity brings my abundance. Eventually, it will no longer feel like words. It will feel like truth. It will move through your body as energy, through your mind as focus, through your life as flow. And the feather, whether on your desk in your journal or simply in your imagination, will become a mirror of your new vibration. A vibration where money is not a mystery, but a movement. Where wealth is not a chase, but a choice. Because when your mind is clear, you see opportunities where others see obstacles. When your heart is clear, you make choices that multiply peace and profit. And when your energy is clear, abundance doesn't have to be summoned. It arrives naturally. So say it one last time, out loud, with conviction and softness all at once. Clarity brings my abundance. And let the universe echo back, yes, it always has. Now it's your turn. Before you do anything else, pause. Look around you. Breathe in deeply. And imagine a soft white feather drifting gently before your eyes. It lands near your hand, weightless yet full of meaning. That's your sign. The universe just said, now is your moment. Take that feather or visualize it and place it somewhere close to where you handle your money. Your desk, your phone, your wallet, your journal. Let it remind you that you are no longer moving in chaos. You are moving with clarity. Then come back here, right now, and declare your energy in the comments. I track and grow. That comment isn't just text. It's your digital signature to the universe. It says, I am no longer afraid to look. I am ready to see. And when you type those words, something subtle shifts. You move from being a watcher to being a creator. You step into alignment. You join thousands of others who are choosing clarity over confusion, peace over panic, awareness over avoidance. Now take the next step. Like this video, send a pulse of gratitude into the algorithm of the universe. Subscribe to this channel, because here, every video is a new activation, another step toward your freedom. Turn on the bell, not for notifications, but for alignment. Each ring is a reminder that you're in sync with wealth itself. Remember, every time you show up here, you're strengthening your relationship with abundance. This isn't just a community. It's an energetic network of clarity, calm, and conscious creation. And while others chase money in panic, you're learning the quiet art of receiving. You're learning to listen to your energy, your flow, your numbers. Because wealth doesn't hide from awareness, it expands because of it. So let this be your ritual tonight. Sit with your feather. Breathe softly. Track one thing you spent today. Then whisper with intention, I track and grow. Do it once and you'll feel calm. Do it daily and you'll feel powerful. Do it for a month and you'll feel free. Because abundance doesn't begin with luck. It begins with awareness. And tonight, your awareness has awakened. You are no longer afraid of the numbers, because you now understand they are energy, and energy is yours to guide. So go ahead, claim your clarity, type your declaration, and step into this vibration with us. Like, subscribe, comment, and most of all, believe. Your feather has already landed. Now let it lift you. What if one white feather could reveal where your money is silently leaking and help you finally keep more of it? It sounds almost too simple, too gentle to be real. But the universe often hides its guidance in delicate symbols, and the white feather has always been one of its purest, a sign of protection, clarity, and divine awareness. Imagine this. You're walking outside, lost in thoughts about bills, budgets, or the feeling that money slips through your fingers faster than you can hold it. Then, out of nowhere, a white feather drifts through the air and lands right in your path. You pause, something inside you knows, this isn't random. This is a message. A call to wake up, to slow down, to see where your energy and your money has been flowing unconsciously. Because here's the truth no one teaches you. Money doesn't just leave through spending. It leaves through disconnection. Through the moments you're not paying attention. Through the subscriptions you forgot about. Through the coffee you buy to escape instead of celebrate. Every dollar tells a story, but most people never stop to listen. And that's why tonight, I'm going to show you how to use one ancient spiritual tool, the white feather ritual, and one modern financial habit, the expense tracking hack, to restore awareness, peace, and control to your wealth. Because when you merge energy with attention, the leaks stop and the flow begins. Take a breath. Right now, inhale deeply through your nose. Hold it and exhale slowly. Feel that space of calm? That's clarity. That's where your power lives. Now, before we go further, make a small energetic declaration. Comment below right now, I track and grow. Don't just scroll, type it. That phrase is your permission slip. It's your signal to the universe that you're done living in confusion, that you're ready to see. Because awareness itself is abundance. And by writing those words, you're anchoring that frequency into your reality. Then, while you're here, tap the like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the bell. Because every ritual I share here is a code, a new layer of awakening between energy and finance, between clarity and creation. This isn't just about money. It's about peace. It's about self-respect. It's about remembering that prosperity flows to those who are awake enough to notice it. So breathe. Focus. Let the sound of this moment guide you back to stillness. And when you're ready, look at the feather on your screen, pure, weightless, luminous, and whisper softly, I am guided. I am aware. I track and grow. Because tonight, your clarity becomes your wealth.